It's the Jerry Monroe Show. Back to the basics. Hold up, this a public announcement. Never hold it back. Have a problem, better be about it. The knowledge of this world ain't enough to make it about it. Oh, just gotta step in and then connect when you not. The hot topic we discussing, even when there's a lot. We always getting scraped pieces, cause it's never gon' stop. We the man of the people. Keep it all cerebral. We can talk its issues, cause we walk amongst the evil.
Come a vet on the Jerry Monroe Show. For sure though, black excellent on go phone.
Gotta get a 50 on.
Come and get some knowledge from your bro, the bro code, you know, on the Jerry Monroe Show. 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 Come and get you some knowledge, huh?
What it do, worldwide crew? It is not what you say, it is what you do. It's your boy Uncle Jerry, host of Uncle Jerry Studio Podcast, and I got a special guest with me. He in the building. You know, he was right there with me with my intro song. Not only is he a great MC, that's my nephew Neff. Y'all shout out my boy Fredo in the building. Say what's up, Fredo.
What it do, what it do, what it do?
Hey. I feel great to have you on the show. You know what I mean? I've been watching your journey. It's been awesome. Not only is you a great MC, you blood. You know what I mean? This hip hop runs in our bloodline, and it's great to see it come for the next generation coming through, man. It feels great. We're gonna talk about a lot of things today, man. I don't want to miss a beat. But listen, guys. I'm excited about the Uncle Jerry Studio Podcast, y'all. Make sure you log on to the Uncle Jerry Studio Podcast page on Facebook. Continue to like and follow, man. We love all the support. The merch is coming back. The merch sold out. We're going to bring it right back to y'all. Remember, Uncle Jerry t-shirt. Get your t-shirt. Remember to keep supporting your boy. And guess what now? We moving to Patreon. We're going to Patreon right now. We are excited. It took a lot of work. We had to get it together. But right now, we got the great packages right now. You can get the $1 holla. The $1 holla, which means you get all my previous episodes, season 1, season 2. You know what I mean? Then you get the 5 So Live.
That's hard.
For $5, you get the previous episodes. You get this episode, new episodes coming on Patreon for $5. And the 10 to win, $10 a month, you get the previous episodes. You get the new episode. You get the bonus content. You get discounted merch. And everywhere I am, you'll be really a part of Uncle Jerry Studio Podcast family. I'm excited about that, man. And I want you to remember, we're going to Patreon, y'all. Remember, you'll see the links. You'll see the promotion. You'll see the marketing. And with promotion and marketing is key to anything, right? You got to have that marketing promotion. If you're looking for, you got that business, you got that album, you want that marketing, you want that push, you want that internet push, you want that video, make sure you holler at the good folks at Gift and Talent Enterprises. Get on that website, let us know what you need. We'll treat your brand just like our own. I promise you we will, guys. Anything, marketing, promotion, you got that product, you got that, you want to push to the world, come holler at us at Gift and Talent Enterprises, and we will make sure to get your stuff on the right foot. I woke up this morning, Fredo. I went to work, you know what I mean? Got off work. Me and my son, we've been on this journey, getting diesel, you know what I mean? Because as our black men, we got to stay right out here, you know what I mean? We got to keep our mind, body, and soul together. It's been a great journey. So, and what keeps me going, Fredo?
What is it?
You want to know what keeps me going?
What is it?
It's the moss, man. It's the sea moss. I love it. 92 to 110 minerals you need for our body to keep our immune system together. Listen, COVID, they got the COVID, they got the Delta, the Swelter, all these viruses are out right now. It's important, especially as men, as families, as people, that we get that sea moss in us, man. We got to make sure we keep our immune system together, and you can get it from us. Holler at the Sea Moss King, a.k.a. Fred Johnson, on Facebook, T. Lee's Wellness. Make sure you get you a jar of that sea moss, man. We need it, guys. We got to go natural, man. These pharmaceuticals are killing us, man. We got to make sure that we moss up, y'all. Please. So, you know what, Fredo, I love having you here on the show with me, right? I love it. We're going to talk about some, but first we got to pay some bills.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we'll be back. It's Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast.
Yes, sir.
And we're back. It's Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast. I got my nephew here, Fredo. New album dropping on the 1st, yes, right?
Sir. Yes, sir.
I know you're excited, man. We're going to talk about what the journey it took, you know what I mean?
Sir.
And, you know, I'm excited that you're on the show. I'm excited to see your growth. I've been there since day one, you know what I mean? It just feels great to see you doing this right on your own terms and just doing it great. I mean, I love it, and That's what we do on Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast. We always stay creative. We always stay ahead of the curve of everybody. It's not easy to do this. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of work, preparation, and everything to make a successful show. And with that being said, Fredo, it's time for Uncle Jerry's Word of the Day. Okay, guys. Today's Word of the Day is brought to you by Chapman Street Collection. Make sure you log on to www.Chapman Street Collection. Get the new line. Make sure you got the new candles, the soy scented candles. The merch is awesome, man. Make sure you log on to Chapman Street Collection and be a part of the Chapman Street family. Okay, today's Word of the Day, Fred, is determination. Okay, when I usually say my word today, always get a definition. Some people don't say these words, Fredo, and they don't really truly understand the definition of the word. Right. Okay, so today's word is determination, and it means a firmness of purpose or resolution, or resoluteness. All right. Here's another definition: the process of establishing something exactly by calculation or research. Okay, so in life, if you want something, not only need to be determined, you gotta have determination. It takes a lot of work. You may wake up, you may not feel like doing it. You like, nah, I ain't in the mood. You know what I mean? I'm not determined. Determination keeps you moving forward. You gotta be determined. It starts small. With your determination, that can get bigger and bigger. You might start with one song, one bar, one verse. You stand determined. Now you in a 2-bar. Now you got a whole verse. Now you got a whole song. And now at this point, you got a whole album. So it takes determination to get to the next level, y'all. That was Uncle Jay's Word today, brought to you by Chapman Street Collection. Determination. Okay. Let's talk to my man, Fredo. How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling pretty good, man.
I wanna talk about early Fredo. You know what I mean? As a kid, how was it growing up as a kid, Fredo?
Earliest, I remember moving a lot when I was younger, but it got real cool around like, you know what I'm saying, 8, 9, 10, and then the big thing happened. You know what I'm saying? That really changed my life. Who knows it was for the good? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? What my life would be like, but we can't look back on the past. You know what I mean? But my parents split, put a big hole in the family. I see it, you know what I'm saying, ricochet off the walls, right back to the family. You know what I'm saying? If you understand what that means.
For those who don't understand, when you say ricochet off the wall, what do you mean by that?
It comes back around like a cycle. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's early. You don't know when it's going to happen. But it's going to happen. You know what I mean? And it's a cycle. And if you can't break that cycle, you know what I mean, it's just going to continue to happen. And that's my journey. And it's to break that cycle. Well, now, I ain't doing the best job as of right now. But going forward, moving carefully is my motto.
I heard that. That's what's up. So what were some of your influences growing up? Not in hip-hop, but some of your influences growing up as a kid.
As a kid, man, football was my life. You know what I'm saying? My first CD I ever listened to was an Eminem CD. Yeah, I remember when I was 12 years old, 13 years old, my dad, I think it was my 13th birthday, my dad got me the Curtain Call CD. And he had all the greatest Eminem hits on there. And I thought that was actually his, you know what I'm saying, actual album. It was just a greatest hits album. It wasn't really the actual album he put out. So, like, he finally got me an actual album, which was the Eminem Show. And that actually blew my world. You know what I mean? That blew my world. Like, I was bumping that in the shower, you know what I'm saying, with my beat-up stereo that Pops gave me, you know what I'm saying, all the time. You know what I'm saying? He probably was annoyed. It was so loud, you know what I mean? He was annoyed with me because he was in a 2-bedroom apartment, me and him, you know what I'm saying? We had each other. That's really all we had, for real. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that music was a lot for us. You know what I mean? Like, without the music, you know what I mean, I'd probably be in the streets or something. You know what I mean? Doing something stupid. You know what I mean? Because, like, the music kept me focused. You know what I mean? Like, I was writing when I was 14. You know what I mean? I was in my room. Yeah, nobody knew, but I was in my room by myself. Not even Pops knew. You know what I'm saying? Until I told him that I was writing the whole time in my composition book. You know what I mean? I was just writing down rhymes. Eminem inspired me to write. And then one day, you know what I'm saying, one of my homies, you know him, Dollar, told me to come through. And then he told me to freestyle off the top, you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right. Honestly, never did it in front of people. I did it, you know what I'm saying, in my room. I never did it in front of people. So I was kind of nervous. Did it. The dude was like, wow. You know what I mean? You need to get in the booth. Do you have a song written? I'm like, I have, like, almost a whole album basically written. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so many songs written in my little notepad. I ain't use all of them because it was trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. But we had to start somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But that one song was Chasing the Dream. I wrote that in study hall. And that was the day. Like a week later after I went over his house, we went to the studio. And that's when I did that. I did that in one take.
Wow.
First time in the studio.
Wow. That's what's up. So, like, you talked about family, like, right?
Mm-hmm.
How important is family being in your life? Not only coming up, but, like, now. How important is family?
Family's everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, and, you know, coming up, growing up, you know what I'm saying, sometimes I have lost that mental thought, you know what I'm saying, of you need your family. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I lost that, you know what I mean, and I had to find it. Because, you know, them times going to put you back on your ass if you let it, you know what I'm saying, until to a point where you need help. And no stranger's going to help you. Unless your family's going to help you, the people that love you.
You talked about growing up with your pops. Like, how was that growing up with you and your pops there?
Man, disciplinary. You know, my pops. You know
Shout out to my homie Fitziano, co-host Uncle Jerry Studio podcast. He can be a disciplinarian. So you give us the first hand how it was with Fitziano.
I wouldn't say it's a strict house. He let me have my room, you know, for a teenager. You know what I'm saying? He let me do my thing, but he also put in my head that, you know what I'm saying, if I make my own choices, you know, I have to own my own consequences for those choices, if they are consequences. You know what I'm saying? That was a big one. You know what I'm saying? You know, the stupid stuff I did when I was younger, you know what I mean? I had to own up to those consequences. And that was a big part of the household. You know what I'm saying? Taking responsibility of your own actions. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it was. It could be the baddest thing in the world. It could have murdered somebody. You know what I'm saying? It could have, you know what I'm saying, did something stupid like steal a candy bar. You know what I mean? But you still had to own up to your actions, no matter what. That's just how it was in the household.
That's what's up, man. So, listen, I told y'all I had him in the building, right? It's your boy Uncle Jerry Stereo. That's Uncle Jerry. I got Fredo in the building, y'all. And it's Uncle Jerry Stereo podcast, and we'll be back. Part of the family, man. Like I said, we go on to Patreon, and we're not stopping. So, Fredo, I want to ask you a question. We gonna get into a little bit of spirituality. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I want to know how spirituality played a role in your life.
Taking control of your spiritual is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Not letting bad spirits into your spiritual world and affecting your energy. You know what I'm saying? You wonder why a lot of bad things is happening around you. You know, because you let that energy inside your spiritual world, and you think about it. You know what I'm saying? Manifestation is real. You talk about it, you see it on TV, you know what I'm saying? It's around you, your friends talk about it, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be a part of your life. You know what I mean? If you bring it around your life, bring it around your mind, especially when you sleep, I heard one thing is that when you sleep, it opens up the spiritual world. When you sleep, so let's say you have a TV show on, right? Hip hop, Atlanta Housewives. I don't know what the show called. I never watched it, but it's drama, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? You watch, that's your favorite show, so you watch, you fall asleep on it. You know what I mean? You wake up, you know what I mean? You just feeling all types of feelings. You just call your baby daddy, start dogging him out for no reason.
It happens. It's programming. You're right.
It's just programming.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like that spiritual element is real, and y'all got to get tapped into that part of your essence, because if you don't, it might be too late.
Right. That's what's up, man. I feel so. I want to ask you, what was it? What was that one thing that made you say, "Hey, I want to be MC"?
Just a vibe, man. I wouldn't say my dream of being a football player, going to the NFL and all that other stuff was, what I'm saying, I had an epiphany like, oh, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm about to pick up a
Because that's
pen.
the format. That's usually the format.
That
you grew
is.
up in football. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Everybody wants you to know you're going to be. And sometimes that doesn't
Exactly.
match what everybody wants. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It
So
doesn't happen the way
and
I-
that would so you made that choice to become an MC. What was that pivotal moment to say, hey, this is what I want to do?
Honestly, it was my junior year when they played me in football. Honestly, I'm like, you know what I'm saying, you ain't gonna play me. You know what I'm saying? I'm at home. I mean, I was injured too. I had a concussion, but I was at home just writing. You know what I'm saying? Thinking, writing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know what my love is. Was it football or is it music? You know what I mean?
That's tough for a young kid. At that
It's
point,
tough.
you like, what, 16, 17
Oh,
years
man,
old?
yeah, I was-
And you trying to balance, you know what I mean? You've been playing football your whole life.
Yeah.
And then here comes this hip-hop, you know what I mean? It's hard to balance that. How do you let your people know, this is what I want to do? Everybody had these expectations of you, playing football.
That is true. Like, that was a big one. It was always in my mind. Like, I do want to do music, but I was still playing football. I was still trying to go to college, still trying to get a degree. You know what I'm saying? Everything that was format for a young black child to do, to be successful, quote unquote successful, to get a college degree. But there is plenty of ways to be successful, and not just music either. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm tapping into. But that pivotal moment where I chose to be an MC was around 16, 17. I was still trying to go hard to be in college, but I wasn't trying to go to the NFL. I knew that was a long shot. I was just trying to go to college at that moment. That's why I was going hard in the football my senior year. But I knew once college was over, I was just going to pick up the mic. I just knew it was. It was going to happen sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't now, it was going to happen later.
Right, because the expectations that we as parents, I had to get that humble experience with my son. You know what I mean? And when I got that concussion and all wanted what I wanted for him didn't match what he wanted. You know what I mean? And it took me a while to really get it, Fredo. You know what I mean? I was hurt. You know what I mean? We all feel that hurt. We all want to live through our sons and through sports and everything. So it was humbling, and it was humbling at the same time. I had to realize, hey, it's a different life. You know what I mean? It's other ways. We was taught work hard on the field, off the field, in life. But now this new generation of kids is finding new ways to be successful. And I had to make my adjustment to that too. So I mean, I'm proud that you made that decision. You're being successful with that. You know what I mean? That's awesome. Right. So let me ask. So, who are some of your influences in music?
Ooh.
I told you I told you, Uncle Jerry. I got the questions. I told you. Who's some of your influences in hip hop?
Is it? You got like a limit? Is it 5?
I mean, you take. We probably gonna need a limit. We need a limit. No, give me 5. Just 5. Give me,
all right, I got
and make sure they are very. You thought about this, and they are very prioritized.
It's easy. You know what I'm saying? I say Eminem for sure. You know that one, my boy. Drake. That's actually a big influence of mine. How he switched the game up with the singing, you know what I'm saying, the rapping. You know what I mean? I think that was hard. When I was younger, when he came out when I was younger, that was hard. Kendrick Lamar, obviously, I knew it was going to
Obviously, Kendrick. I love Kendrick.
You know, Kendrick is one of my biggest influences, if not him or Eminem, in my flow. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole, huge one. It's huge. And then for my last one, probably be Bryson Tiller.
Why Bryson?
Man, I love Bryson's music, man. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, when I was, a young stud, you know what I mean, doing my little thing when I was in high school, man, listening to his music, you know what I'm saying? It just brought out another ladies man side of me, you know what I mean?
Okay.
That kind of side.
Okay.
To make you even want to sing for real. I didn't want to
And I heard a lot of songs you went melodic on your album. You know, we're gonna talk about the album too. So I got a question for you. Hip hop, right? We call hip hop a lady. You know what I mean? She could be good to you. She could be bad to you. She could be dirty. Right?
Yeah.
So if hip hop is your lady right now, where y'all at? Y'all still together? Y'all divorced? Y'all
Complicated.
It's complicated.
Super complicated.
Why is it complicated?
Because I don't know everything about her. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to love something you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? The industry is hard. You know what I mean? I don't know everything about the industry. And if I do get in the industry, well, I will get in the industry, but I don't know how it would affect my life and the people around me. You know what I'm saying? And what I've heard, stories, it wasn't great stories. Some was great. Some was like a fairy tale. You know what I mean? But others, most of them, was like, you know, it's a wake-up call. You got to move carefully. And that's why my motto is to move carefully.
Right. So you love her, but it's complicated, right?
It's complicated.
Okay.
Complicated.
Hey, that's what it. Hey, listen. It's your boy Uncle Jerry. Got my boy Fredo in the building. And it's the Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast. Okay, we're back. It's your boy Uncle Jerry on Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast. I got my nephew Fredo in the building. New album dropping on the 1st. You know what I mean? I know you're excited about that. You know what I mean? You put a lot of hard work into that. You know what I mean? So let's talk about, you know, we was talking a couple days ago, you and I and your dad, we was talking. And we was talking about how bloodline develops our next generation. Like if you had a whole bunch of boxers in your family and you watch them box and eventually you're going to want to get in the ring.
Yep.
And it's like you was born into this, you know what I mean? You was born. How was as a kid watching your father and all them create? You was a young boy and you saw that creative process. How was it being born into this hip hop? The creative process, making the music. How was that, Fred?
Now, I remember some stuff, right? I was real young when this happened, you know what I'm saying? But they hit the stories that y'all tell me, you know what I mean, was amazing. You know what I mean? Like, I remember a lot of the music that y'all made back in the day, man. I wish I could listen to it again because it's so nostalgic. It hits the heart for real. You know what I'm saying? The B.I.C. You know what I mean? I just remember, you know, hearing your voice on the track, Pop's voice on the track, Uncle Dino's voice. Then you go Uncle Mister, he coming in with some crazy flow. You know what I mean? It was just amazing to witness. You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, that's probably what made me fall in love with music first. You know what I'm saying? Was that. And I didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? That music carried that type of weight in my life. You know what I mean? Until I was older. Until I realized it. And I'm like, man, this is what I got to do. I feel like this is destiny because of it. You know what I'm saying?
So you feel like you're like coming from that type of bloodline, do you feel like it's higher expectations for you to do well in music?
I don't think that's for me to decide, to be honest. I have my own expectations. I think if y'all have your own expectations for me, y'all can view it that way. But me, I know I'm going to make it. I know I'm going to succeed.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So we talked about that. You said your first rhyme was Chasing a Dream, right?
Yeah, that was my first song I made.
You said you dropped it in one take, right?
Yeah.
So you remember that first rhyme, right? And that catapulted you into moving forward, right? And you said, you know, Dollar was the first one that y'all got with. I want to talk about when I first got hip was We Ain't Welcome. I said, these boys right here is special. Yeah. Everybody was different. You know what I mean? Had their own different styles, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so how that group come up? How did We Ain't Welcome come
Yeah, so like I told you before, he told me to come through. You know, he lived like down the street from the apartment that we was living in. I remember Guilford. You know, so he lived right down the street. So I was walking there after school every day to hang out with my big homie. He was like 20 at the time. I was, you know, young, 15, you know what I'm saying? But, man, he was just telling me about the plans that he was having because he's always been the kind of guy that always had a plan. You know what I mean? He always got some type of, you know, idea to get us out. You know what I mean? And it could be a stupid idea. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know, so he just had a list about it. You know what I mean?
Never stopping. Always trying to get out.
Always trying to. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about him. But he always have these ideas. And not just him, too. It's all my homies that got that type of, you know what I'm saying, stature about them. They got an idea. You know what I mean? They always have something. They always thinking. That's what I love about my dogs. But like I said, Dollar, he just invited me. And we started rapping, blah, blah, and he started telling me about this little group that him and his cousin had was We Ain't Welcome. He already had that group established, but it wasn't nothing, basically. It was just an idea that was talking about it, and they just made it up. And then he was like, why don't we start a rap group called We Ain't Welcome? That's
so
what he said.
It wasn't a group at first.
It was just a little alias that they had when they was younger. And then they started a rap group.
What made y'all come up with, what did he come with the inspiration for We Ain't Welcome, the name itself? What?
We did try to go with like using our the black excellence type thing. Like, we're gonna be excellent even though y'all don't want us here.
Okay.
Type thing. That was like the motto, basically. Like, even though y'all hate us being here, we're still gonna be here.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't welcome.
I love that, and like I like the chemistry that y'all had. That really attracted me the most. How all y'all was different, but y'all chemistry was still, you know what I mean. And y'all was doing creative stuff. Y'all was rapping on these songs that made me feel good. Y'all rapping on stuff that we used to live. It wasn't y'all didn't sound with everybody following the lead. Everybody had their own character, and that was a really special. You had my dude freaky singing, you know what I mean. And I rooted for y'all, and I said, you already know. I said, when I first heard them cats, I said, them cats going to be special. Yeah. I don't know how long they're going to be together. Yeah. I said, but each one of them individuals is special artists, man. I seen that early in the game. And you know how I went, you know what I mean? I pushed, and I just kept following and watching, and everybody goes. So at one point, you guys split, you know what I mean? So what was it for you that made you say, you know what, this time was here and now it's time for me to move on? What was that one deciding factor for you, Fredo?
Actually, it was a whole bunch of things, to be honest, but it wasn't about music. It was, actually, a little bit was about music, how we was so, differential with our process of making music. How, Dilo would come in freestyle, I'll come in with a whole verse, Freaky wouldn't even write a verse. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to spill the whole beans, but it was a lot of, this music production. On top of that, it was life, too. You know what I mean? I had a kid. I had Princeton around that time when we was trying to be something. I had to take some time off just to be there for, my baby mama. And, I was living with her. I was paying the bills, had to work, do all that other stuff.
Real life was coming into play.
Yeah. I had to be a real father, basically, at that moment. And, I had to, sacrifice some things. And that was the one thing that I sacrificed. But I didn't stop writing music. I was always writing music. I always did that. And I still write music after I just dropped this album. I'm still writing music. You know what I'm saying? I never stop. I don't think I ever stop, to be honest, even when I'm old. I'm going to still write music.
That's what's up. In your hearts and your blood.
Yeah. So,
you guys still cool? I mean,
yeah.
Musically, you think y'all went certain ways musically to where, everybody doing their own thing now, or,
Yeah, we, after, I got established with my son, we started to do it again. And, we actually made that 24/7 song at that time. And, we was trying to get some shows under our belt, you know what I'm saying? And that was actually a great time for real, because we was doing a whole bunch of shows. Buzzbin, you know what I'm saying? It was Oracle, you know what I'm saying? We was doing a whole bunch of shows, showcases.
A lot of cats was noticing.
Yeah. And it was actually getting some buzz around the city around that time. And then another big thing happened. I'm not gonna say it because it's it's a lot of confidentials between it.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying, another big thing happened and it messed up the whole group. I had to go back and reevaluate my life, you know what I'm saying, and think about how I'm going to be great as a musician, as an artist, and is this the actual way I'm going to be great? You know what I'm saying? What do I do? You know what I'm saying? Do I control my own destiny? Because the way that I'm going, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be, I wouldn't say like a industry baby, but if I was to follow that crowd, I wouldn't have forgot myself. I can't forget myself.
You made the right choices. Like you went back for your father, showing you about choices and consequences. It came to a decision at a point in your life where you had to make that choice and consequence. I think you made a good move. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? You keep on moving. You know what I mean? And like I said, I got him in the building. It's your boy Uncle Jerry, host of Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast, and we'll be back. And we're back. It's Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast. I told you I got him in the building. Fredo, how you feeling, Fredo?
I'm feeling great.
I will drop it here real soon, man. And we're excited. So then we talked about the We Ain't Welcome thing. You know what I mean? And then you broke out and you did your solo thing, right?
Yeah.
And in the city, everybody trying to rap. How do you separate yourself from these guys? They sound like them. This beat sound like that. But then you came out with a particular song that sparked Pete.
Ooh.
Peak was for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You said that was your first, Chase Dream was I like Chase the Dream, but Peak for me really showcased your bars and your skills as an artist. Tell me a little bit about the inspiration behind that song.
Man.
You had Cons produced it. So when you getting big time producers want to fuck with you at that point, that you got to have some bars to deal with these type of guys and spend that time with you. You know what I mean? So tell me a little bit about that peak.
Oh yeah,
Did
Peak,
really good. You know what I
Peak
mean?
was special. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was actually my most successful song. Peak was like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was like, who is this guy?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, who is
This
this
guy's
guy?
a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And my dog, J-Rock, man, I spit that to him just off the paper. You know what I mean? And dog, he was so flabbergasted. I'm like, man, I didn't know it was that good. You know what I mean? I'm just humble. You know what I mean? I'm just over here humble with it. He's like, bro, you got to drop that. Ain't no way. So I hit Debo, on my Uncle Debo, because he was, you know, KMF, y'all was doing that music thing. And I think my pops actually got me onto Debo because he told me if I want to get some studio time, I hit Debo up. So, I hit Debo up and he got me hooked up with Cons. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, at the time, I ain't know how big Cons was. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Shout out to Cons.
I didn't know how good he was either. And he chopped that joint up crazy. You know,
It's fire, man.
That was
range. It really showed your range, your cadence was. I mean, how you really.
Yeah.
It was cool. I mean, I like the way you format. I can tell you was raised with format, the hook. It was everything.
Oh yeah, Kendrick was a big influence in that one.
Yeah. So that was your, to me, your stepping out song to me. You know what I mean? Then you know Rose Gold.
Yeah.
And then you went to the more melodic side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those two right there, because you gotta have those specific songs that set you like, oh yeah, that cut, you know what I mean? That song, that track. So those two right there really, for me, really let me know it's Uncle, yeah, the boy ready. You know what I mean? Not the guy, I can see greatness in him. The best is yet to come. I want to hear more and I want to hear more. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that was right there. So now, let's talk about your first official project now.
Yeah.
This is your first official project, right?
Yep.
How many songs on the album right now?
13 tracks.
13 bangers on the album, okay. So what was the inspiration behind this solo album?
Oh man, it was a lot of inspirations. This album dragged on for about a year and a half, to be honest. I had the idea. There was so many names to it too. I had the idea, and like
Self-titled album.
Yep, that's because I was like, was it this one or was it this one? You know, I'm gonna just say Fredo LP. Fuck it, we're gonna go like that, and we're just gonna stick like that because I feel like that was a great name. Honestly, you know, the way I planned out this album, it was a lot of inspirations from my idols in the music industry. Seeing how their first album was, seeing how they did it, and I capitalized off that, and not follow crowds. You know what I mean? And that's a big thing in this album, is I'm making my own way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be a little baby, a da baby, you know what I'm saying, NBA young boy. You know, I ain't trying to be them kind of guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to have my own empire behind me. You know what I'm saying? Supporting me. You know what I'm saying? Even though they got their own, you know, their own little crowds, fans, but
Right.
you know, there's more to that. It's by the heart. You know what I'm saying? You hear my music, you hear this album, and you know what I'm saying, you can relate to it to a whole nother level. And you can't just, you can put it in your shoes. You know what I'm saying? You can look at through your view.
I listened to the production and I was like, the production it's so crisp. So tell me about the production. Like, who did what? You know, I'm nosy when it comes to album. Who produced it? Who mixed it? Who mastered it? Where'd you record it at? I need to know everything.
Shout out to my group. I want to say group. I would say record label. It's going to be a record label. You're going to hear about them. Foreign Language Records.
Okay. Shout out to Foreign Language Records.
Foreign Language Records.
I mean, the production was like, I hear a lot of garbage, airy sound and shit. You know what I mean? How'd you find these guys? I mean, how you evolved from basically, and you're a boss too. I mean, these tracks, you have the stems of these tracks.
Yeah.
They ain't YouTube, one track. You own these tracks.
Yeah.
And remember I told you when you had those different stems, how better the music sounds. So this give me this shout out. Show me, give me love. Show the love to the production team, man.
My boy Kevin Jacobs, you know, aka Stats, that's my dog. You know what I'm saying? We was in the booth, you know what I'm saying? Me and him by ourselves, you know, getting it in. We was recording, you know what I'm saying, some crazy stuff. I was there the whole mixing process, you know what I'm saying? And he was, you know what I'm saying, helping me out, understanding how everything was going to go in the music production, how EQ levels are, you know what I'm saying? And how it would sound on platforms, you know what I'm saying? Trying different things out for vocals, you know what I mean? Like, I learned a lot in this production of this album, and it's a lot, you know, to do with Kevin Jacobs. Now, there is 2 tracks, though, that he didn't mix, and that was from Kelly Williams. He is a pretty, you know, talented, you know, producer in my eyes.
Shout out to Kelly Williams. Yeah, very talented.
You know
Yeah,
shout out to him. He gave me a lot of opportunities when I was younger, so shout out to him. But he produced my R&B tracks, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, my boy Kevin, you know, he's a great producer. His forte is more of a hardcore rapper.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't a softball singer like, you know, me. You know what I mean? I'm a, you know, see
Ain't
what the
nothing wrong
ladies.
with little melodies, man. Come on, the greats,
Yeah.
put the melody in the music now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, facts. But, you know, I had to go to somebody who's, you know, experienced in that type of forte. And, you know, Kelly Williams, you know, he did my Rose Gold, and that sounded great. So I'm like, you know, I might as well. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, too.
So what should people expect from this album? I'm proud because you put Uncle Jerry Stereo podcast snippets on the album.
Mm-hmm.
It brought my eyes welled up. I mean, for you even think about Uncle Jerry Stereo podcast to put on there, you know what I mean? That was awesome. And I mean, great snippets. It really got kind of, I don't know how the whole album flowed, but it really tied those songs together. So what should the people expect from this album, Fredo?
Man, just expect me. Y'all gonna see a whole lot of me in this album. It's not a whole bunch of songs bunched together like a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? It's I wouldn't say a story either, but it's my view of things and how I'm gonna come out and how I'm gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it their way. I'm gonna do it my way.
I heard that. That's what's up, y'all. It's Uncle Jerry Stereo podcast, and we'll be back. And we're back. It's Uncle Jerry Stereo podcast, y'all. Got my man in the building, Fredo in the building. The album drops on the 1st, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Make sure y'all go cop that album. It's fire. You know he's going to do an exclusive performance for us right here on Uncle Jerry Stereo podcast because nobody does it like the Uncle Jerry Stereo podcast. But
right.
It takes time, you know what I mean? I'm telling you, we are taking over. We ain't stopping. You know, make sure y'all get on that page, subscribe. We go on to Patreon. Hey, I'm worth $1. I'm worth $10. You know what I mean? Make sure y'all get on there and be a part of the family, man. That's what we're doing. So, Fred, I want to talk about fatherhood. You know, you're a father. You started a young father. You know what I mean? 2 handsome young men. You know what I mean? So, how do you plan on balancing fatherhood and hip-hop?
Man, I'm still trying to figure that out. You know, I'm going to just, you know, go with the punches. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just go with the flow. You know what I mean? I have my son in the studio with me. You know, I say he run around doing something crazy. Well, I'm just, you know, recording. You know what I mean? I don't mind that at all. You know what I'm saying? I actually love when Princeton's in the studio with me. Javani, my other son, you know what I'm saying? He's still young. So, you know, once he get old enough, he's going to be in the studio with me also. So when the success comes, you know, I'm gonna need a lot of help from family, obviously, right? You know what I mean? I'm gonna have a lot of help.
Right.
You know what I mean? I need a lot of help from my family, but you know what I'm saying? You know, hopefully it's smooth. You know what I mean? Hopefully it can be.
Yeah, so it's all about, at the end of the day, fatherhood is important. You know what I mean? We gotta make sure we teach our young black men, our young men, role models and things they can lean on. We gotta work hard. You know what I mean? So big balance to, especially being a young father. How is it being a young father?
There's a lot of bumps. A lot of mistakes.
What's some of the biggest obstacles of being a young father in hip hop? Give me some of the biggest obstacles.
Finding time, man. Time is big. Time is your most important thing. And being a single father, you know what I'm saying, put a hinder on the time that you have. You know what I'm saying? Going to the studio. You gotta work. You gotta take care of your kids on your off days. You know what I'm saying? They're not old enough to go to the studio with you. You know what I'm saying? Not yet.
Kind of distracting sometimes. Is it a distraction sometimes? Or?
I wouldn't say a distraction because I can still get things done. I just got to, you know, find the time.
You got to be ready. You got no time to wait.
Can't play.
I heard that.
Can't play. So when I got the time, I'm going to get it done. You know what I mean? That's how it is.
That's what's up, man. I know you're a great guy. You're a great father. Everything's going to work out great for you. You know what I mean? So
Appreciate that.
With that being said, okay, listen. When we come back, right? You gonna give me some bar? We was gonna do the bar set, but before wait. No. We're gonna do this. We'll ask you this question.
What's up?
Then we're gonna come back with exclusive live performance from the album, right? Before we do that, Fred, I'm gonna ask you a question. I want you to think. I always have questions on when I interview people. You know what I mean? Especially it's a special interview for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I always want to ask questions and make that my guests really think. You know what I mean? We talked about a lot of things. We covered a lot of things. You know what I mean? From your history. You know what I mean? Sports, music, family. So I want to ask you a question. You know, what makes Fredo?
Real, truthful. My past wasn't so truthful. You know what I'm saying? But what makes me a man today is how honest I am, how real I am. I ain't gonna, sugarcoat a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's me, Fredo.
I heard that.
And my music, you gonna hear it too.
You gonna hear it, y'all. Listen, like I said, I got him in the building. It's Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast, baby. We're back. It's Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast. I got my nephew with me, and I got a bunch of nephews. You know, I got a bunch. They call me Uncle Jerry. I got a bunch of nephews, but my blood nephews and this hip hop and the creativity that comes through, it really makes me feel good inside, man. To know I got nephews that, and guess what? It's 6 degrees separation that got in hip hop in this city, not only this city, in this game. You know what I mean? Shout out to my nephew John P. from all the way to here. You know what I mean? So hip hop is a part of our lives, in our bloods, in our veins. You know what I mean? Yeah. So and it feels good to have you on the show. So right now, I got a segment called Bar. I'll say, well, maybe we'll just play a track. And he can spit some freestyles to it. I was like, we did that last time.
Yeah.
When you came on the show, you and Dollar came on last time. I want the people to really get a taste of Fredo with the new album dropping. Here on Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast, we have an exclusive performance by my man Fredo. And without further ado, you want to shout out? I mean, you want to shout? We want to wait to the end? It's your time right now.
I'll wait to the end.
You're going to wait to the end. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, y'all. Fredo.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, who does it like that, Uncle Jerry Stereo? Nobody. Live performances. You know what I mean? Special guests, real content, real topics, holler at. Get on that page, man. This will be on Patreon and that Facebook page. Without further ado, it's Fredo, dog.
It's just different.
Yeah. Everybody from the small city of Canton, put your hands up. I put the weed in the blunt. Lick it up and tuck it. See me smoke a buy a cop, it's me just saying fuck it. Roll up on the spot, I'm by myself cause I don't trust shit. Tryna reach the moon, nail walking while I duck it. Man, my life is really rugged. Shit is so suspenseful. Watch my every move just to mark it with a pencil. Made it through depression, you ain't need the time to fix you. Thinking I was playing, they don't know what I have been through. Coming out the mud, dirty than a bitch. Every rapper from the mud, when they make it and they rich. But I'm still here in the mud, still ain't got no dubs. Stress about the cake will make you skate right to the drugs. Percocet to X and his Xannies, breaking up families. Fiends for the crack so they boost it with water handsomely. Weed is what I smoke, the plant is making you cancer free. This is not a parody, what I do for my sanity. Weed in a blunt, lick it up and tuck it. See me smoke a buy a cop, it's bitch saying fuck it. Roll up on the spot, I'm by myself cause I don't trust shit. Tryna reach the moon, air walker while I dug him in my broker than a bitch. I bet you niggas love it, I was buzzing for a year, now you niggas really bugging. Let me tell you something for you bitches get the judging. I won't settle down for nothing, I'm a boss, I need my supper, but I'm dancing with the devil. An electric slide, I'ma break this fucking cycle, so this verse is for the wise. You can get this work, I snatched the crown, you know it's mine. If you compete with me, then we will see who's mastering the mic. Motherfucker bluffing about the bad like they got money. Because you sell a zip don't mean you really out here stunting. Tell me how I'm trash and how your cash was in abundance when you living off a woman. What the fuck you think you running? I was only 18 with a whole different regime. Was trying to take my team to the life that was meant for me. I'm 21, ambition is higher than all my greed. Was in the rut to conquer the demons is calling me. See, I'm really honest, my style is fleece with a bonnet. My pride speaks to my father, he raised me deep in the knowledge of these streets in the corners. When niggas beef with the heat, it's gonna be capiche for the robbers who stole the tree, so he can put that weed in the blunt. Lick it up and tuck it. See me smoke a buy a cop, it's beat just saying fuck it. Roll up on the spot, I'm by myself cause I don't trust shit. Tryna reach the moon, there walking while I Dougie nigga.
Fire! Y'all know what it is. Fredo in the building, exclusively on Uncle Jerry Stereo Podcast. It's all family. Y'all heard the bars. I can't wait for y'all to get that album, dog. It's gonna drop on all platforms. Fredo, This was a great time, baby.
Yeah,
We had fun, didn't we?
pleasure.
You got any special shout outs?
Oh yeah, shout out to my group. Shout out to JRG, Stats, Lang, my team. You know what I'm saying? They always support me. Shout out to my pops, my mom. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, those are my #1 supporters. You know, my family, everybody. Shout out to my boy Jerry. You know what I'm saying? My cousin, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I love you, man. You know what I'm saying?
So it's your plug right now. I want you to look in that camera, and I want you to let the people know what's going on with the album, how they get a hold of it on the platform. This is your time to shine right now.
Yeah.
Your time to shine right now. Give it to him, Fredo.
Yo, so Fredo LP is dropping on all platforms. You can get on all platforms. Apple Music, Spotify, you name it, Tidal, you know what I'm saying, iHeartRadio, you know what I'm saying,
Xbox,
iTunes,
PlayStation.
all that. It's gonna be all that, you know what I'm saying. So stay tuned. It drops on midnight on August 1st. Stay tuned. I'm gonna have some videos too, so stay tuned for that on my YouTube. Subscribe, Real Fredo.
Hey, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
I appreciate it, man.
It's all family. Like I said,
Pleasure,
y'all
pleasure.
get on that page. Make sure y'all, it drops August 1st. All platforms. Fredo